Good morning, guys. How are we all? So before I get into what I'm doing today, which is a block paved driveway, I haven't done one of those for a while, I just wanted to touch on something quickly. You guys, you're so awesome. You are so awesome. I'm not going to keep going on about my health because it's getting boring now, let's be honest. All I can say is that when all these problems started with my health and over Christmas, I was a bit down about it and stuff. And what I wanted to say is that the outpouring of love, like genuine love, like I'm just baffled by it because we don't know each other. We've never met in person. It's like genuine love, like and caring for me, and the outpour of concern. I just thank you so much. You're just awesome, you lot. You really have. Definitely. I mean, my wife was there for me, and my kids and my family, they've all supported me, and it sort of brought me out of the slump. But you guys did as well, 100%. I mean, how can you not when you have so many people saying so many nice things, and wishing you well, and a lot of it comes from the heart, and I can tell. So look, thank you so much, guys. I genuinely do love my little community that I have. It's such an awesome thing. So yeah, so look, I'm not going to keep going on about it. I just wanted to say a huge thank you. And look, if I haven't responded to any of your comments, please don't take that personally. I do try and get through as many as I can, and I value each and every comment, so I do try and get to them. It's just sometimes the order that they appear and the order that I see them, it can be a bit random, and sometimes I miss people. And I just don't want people thinking I'm ignoring them or that I've got anything against them, because I don't. I love all of you. Obviously, I don't like the trolls that are being nasty, and they just get deleted and ignored. But yeah, any of you, 99% of you are really decent, awesome people. But look, anyway, I tried not to waffle, but that's exactly what I'm doing. Anyway. Block paved driveway today. I did their roof about a month ago, didn't record it. They then asked me to do the driveway as well, so that I'm back to do that today. Unfortunately, the weather's not great. I'm gonna have to come back and resand. And yes, I could wet sand it. It's too big of an area to wet sand, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna come back when it's dry. So without further ado, let's go and have a look. Back edge around there, lots and lots of black spot. Gonna have to go in quite strong there with the old SH. Lots of moss. There's almost no weeds. It's just moss, lichens. Okay, so I remember actually this bit here, maybe about 7 or 8 years ago, I re-leveled that because it dipped. Still looks nice and flat, doesn't it? So yeah, happy days. Okay. Drainage is good here, so drainage channel goes all the way down there. I believe it to be a soakaway. Obviously look, there's the two areas where the cars park. The lighter areas, they're less worn. Yeah, pot areas there. I mean, bear in mind this hasn't been cleaned in, I don't actually know, but it's been a long time. It's definitely over 6 or 7 years. I'd say maybe even 8 or 9. I don't know. I'd have to check my invoices, but it's certainly been a long time. Yeah. But it's certainly in need of a clean. This will come up really nice. Really nice. Anyway, let's stop chatting and get on with it. Okay, so a little bit slow on this. So those of you that have followed me for a long time, you may have seen that I've explained in the past how I set up my whirl-away flat surface cleaners. I love whirl-aways, I love them. People criticise them saying they're cheap, they're nasty, you should have a Mossmatic. Don't get me wrong, the Mossmatics are excellent. They are excellent, extremely good quality, and they are better quality than the whirl-aways. But you cannot adjust them. You cannot adjust the height, and that's frustrating for me. So all you need, so with these whirl-aways, what you can do is, see that little bolt there? You just undo that, and this swivel adjusts up and down. So you can see I'm really low, what, 10 mil from the floor? So it's extremely intense. I mean, we all know, you're using your turbo, you're using your fan lance, the closer you get to the surface, the more intense it gets. So that is basically what I'm doing with the flat surface cleaner. But because it's so intense, what I tend to do is put 40-degree angle fan nozzles on there, because what you can find is that, especially on newer paving that's not so worn, you can scar it if you go with 25s or 15s. But this is really, really old, so ideally I should have 15s or 25s on here, 15s probably, and just hire it up a little bit. But I don't have any spare on the van, so I'm just stuck with what I'm using. So yeah, unfortunately it's a little bit slow. Please note that the way I've set up the flat surface cleaner, some people might think, well, you can just hire it up and use lesser, like you could just hire up the arm, you can make the arm higher and use 25s. Absolutely, you absolutely can do that. And if that's how you prefer to work, that's absolutely fine. I'm not saying my way is the only way. I'm saying it's just a way that I use. There are many ways to skin a cat. So yeah, that is an option. It's just one I haven't explored. I've always quite liked using it very low, using 40-degree angle jets. And most of the time that works very well, and I very rarely need to change that or think about using another way. But on this job, the lichen, the white lichen is so ingrained. I mean, the black spot's nothing, I can get rid of that with the chemical, but the white lichen, some of it's not even coming off with this. And I'm using my 25 litre a minute 300 bar Briggs & Stratton today. So yeah, some of that's gonna have to get gone with the turbo. But yeah, there's my long-winded point of why it's taking longer than I expected. Anyway, let's carry on. Okay. So clearly there is some slop there still. What I'm going to do is, I can't push it up there because that's going uphill and there's no dip for me to push it into. This is slightly raised because obviously look, the angle of the driveway goes down there to the drain, same there down to the drain, but there is a bit here that I can push it into, especially that corner there. So that little bit there, I'm not going to wash it down the drain like some people might think. Always try and avoid washing slop into drains. So yeah, there's not enough there to be a problem, so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Wash it all over there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are sort of clean. Desperately needs a hypo treatment on this. You can see lots of black spot concentrated around the edges. The middle isn't too bad. It's bad there. You can see bad along here. Oh yeah, bad there. So as I was using the turbo, if I got close to the black spots, they would come off, which is an excellent sign, which means I don't have to go as strong as I thought I might have to, but I reckon a 3 or 4 to 1 should do it. I may have to go over some stubborn bits with a bucket and brush with using neat. I mean, I could probably get away with doing 50-50, but you know what? That might not work, so I'm just going to go straight in with a bucket and brush, 50 bucket and brush, neat, to get the last stubborn bits, if there are any, of course. Yeah, I mean, the whole paving's just really dull. It could really do with the SH treatment. So won't be getting sand in today. It's damp, it keeps spitting. This will be the second quite large block paved driveway that I've done that I need to go back and resand. They're stacking up, and that's never a good thing because I'm booked up solidly. It means I'm going to have to work a Saturday. Anyway, look, you don't want to hear this. Let's get the SH done. Cheers. Okay, so unfortunately my prediction was correct. Most of it has come up nice and is nice and bright, and most of the stains have gone, but as you can see, there are lots of little spots around the worst sections, I said. So I've got a little bucket of neat. I'm going to go over it with a brush, and I reckon that'll do it. Now let's do it. Okay guys, the weather has pretty much put an end to me getting any further. I mean, I knew it was dull and dreary today, and it was highly unlikely I was going to get the sound back in. But no, it's guaranteed. So that going over the edges with neat hypo absolutely 100% did the trick. Let me turn you round. Look at that. That looks really good. Really pleased with that. Not a spot in sight. So I was looking at this edge. I was looking at the edges here, and because these are very old blocks, you can see the aggregate because they're so worn, and they do have little black stones in there. And I thought I was looking at black spots, but it's not. Do you know what? My phone hasn't stopped today. I better take this. Hang on. I'm back. So yeah, this has come up really, really nice. I can't see any spots. I mean, there may be one or two dotted about, but for such old paving that was so heavily ingrained with lichens, it's come up amazingly well. But look, I think I'm just going to show this video without doing the sanding, because I have no idea when I'm going to get back to do this. Yeah. Anyway guys, look, thank you for watching, and I shall see you in a couple of weeks. I'm going to try and stick to every couple of weeks from now on. So yeah, see you in a couple of weeks guys. Cheers. So what I've decided is, while I spend the next hour and a half sweeping all this in, I'm going to put some treatment on the stain, and hopefully it'll be dry by the time I take my final shot, but I very much doubt it. But look, I want to get rid of it. Yeah, so look, if it ruins my final shot, then so be it. You'll know why. Anyway, okay, let's do it. Okay, so that's a very light misting. Look, you can see now it's wet. There's no way you can tell whether that stain's there or not. So it may have been there previously and I just didn't notice it, because obviously it was covered in dirt and grime. So that should fix it. Oh, a little bit hot. Sweeping makes you sweat. Okay guys, that's looking pretty good. I think I was a little bit optimistic in thinking that was going to dry. But it is drying off around here. You can see it's starting to dry. But I am 99% sure that I've got rid of that stain. I really am, because even when it was wet, I could see like dark areas along here. Now, I can't see any dark areas now. Can I? I don't know. My mind's playing tricks on me. I think it's gone. I think it's gone. I mean, if it's not, perhaps I'll come back and do it again when they're, because they're only around the corner from me, these guys. So, yeah, but I'm sure it's gone. It's gone. Anyway, guys, right, that's me done. Let's get the drone up, get some final shots. Even though I have slightly ruined it with that damp patch, but hey ho, you know why. So yeah, look, thank you as usual for watching, guys, and I will catch you on the next one, whether that be a driveway, a patio, or a roof, maybe some render. Anyway, catch you soon. Cheers, guys.